Okay, this is the DevOps mock interview day 3. Already we have completed 22 mock interviews. If anyone watching this video from like YouTube, right, you can visit the remaining 22 mock interviews. Nothing but you can watch the 22 mock interviews. It is available in playlist. You can go to DevOps interview questions and answers in the playlist section. You can find out all mock interviews. Just go through it. You will get a better understanding on this DevOps, and it will help you to get crack a job on DevOps. So we are going to continue this series if I get at least 50 likes on this video. So in the previous video I got a 50 likes, so I'm continuing this series, and I will update in the YouTube channel. If I don't get 50 likes, right, I cannot able to continue. And today we are going Venkatesh is going to participate in this mock interview. Yeah, hi Venkatesh. Can you able to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Venkatesh. I have 3+ years of experience as a DevOps engineer,
Okay. Yeah, you can continue.
and I have an cloud knowledge also. I work on application supporting.
Okay. What you have done as a DevOps engineer? You told you have
Yeah.
3 years, right? What is your day-to-day
Yes, I have to.
activities?
And my day-to-day activities, I check about Jira application. When should I receive any emails? I ticket file that information. After I was complete my day-to-day activities and application monitoring, how is the Kubernetes services and Docker, and it is CI/CD pipelines. How it's that it is very health issues. I was checking the applications information.
Oh, that's great. Your total experience in Kubernetes?
I total have experience on Kubernetes 2+.
That's great. Okay, like how do you troubleshoot a pod if it is in crash loop back state?
Checking the Kubernetes and kubectl get pods information. Any issue we have rectify some troubleshoot.
Sorry, come again.
I'm checking from kubectl get pods information.
Okay. Then you will see that your pod getting a crash loop back. Then how you
Yes,
will
yes.
resolve that? What are the steps you will follow to troubleshoot that?
Particular, I was see information. It is.
Sorry.
I will try that, but particularly, I'm not confident about this.
Okay, no issues. We will check it. Okay, no issues. Let's continue to the next question. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you know what is a stateful set? Like how it differ from deployment?
Yeah, stateful set. It is a deploy the application supporting.
Okay, what is the difference between the deployment and stateful set?
No, I don't know this.
Okay, no issues. Let's continue to next question. How do you secure a Kubernetes cluster? What is the security best practices you'll follow to secure your Kubernetes cluster?
And we secured the Kubernetes cluster with cloud security purpose and cloud background.
Sorry.
Cloud supporting with EKS. I think I just I'm trying this question, but I'm not confident about. But I will try this.
Okay, okay. Okay, let's continue to next question. Do you know what is a Kubernetes ingress? And how is it different from a load balancer service? Why we use Kubernetes Ingress, and what is the difference between this Kubernetes Ingress and the load balancer provided by cloud provider?
I just forgot about. I see on the Kubernetes Ingress. It is, I think, it is load balancer supporter.
Yeah, okay. But what is the load balancer provided by cloud provider? What is the difference between this Ingress and load balancer?
The load balancer, when issued in traffic coming in crowd time, that side it's balancing the application.
Okay, what Ingress will do?
The application will be support to good performance.
Okay, what is the difference in between load balancer and Ingress?
Differences, and I not confirm that.
Okay. Last final question for today. Okay. How do you
Yeah,
perform a rolling update in Kubernetes?
rolling update. I don't know this answer.
Okay. Shall we check the answers for all the questions?
Okay.
Okay. Shall I share my screen? Let me share my screen. Okay, I have shared my screen. Just let me know, can you able to see the screen?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you troubleshoot a pod that is in crash loop backstate? This is the first question I have asked you, right?
Yes.
So when a pod is in crash loopback state, it means pod is repeatedly failing and being restarted. To troubleshoot, as you said, you need to check the logs, kubectl logs, pod name, and on which namespace it is working. So look for any error message that can give clue about why the application inside the pod is crashing. Or you can kubectl describe pod name, and on which namespace it is working. This command provides detailed information about the pod, including recent events, which can indicate issues such as image pool errors, configuration errors, or insufficient resources. So now you got it right. Why this crash loopback error will got? It might be image pool errors, nothing but Docker image cannot able to pull at that time we might get this error, or it might be some configuration issues, or some if you don't have a sufficient resources, nothing but your storage issue. Okay, so you need to check your resource limits, nothing but you will apply max and minimum limits, right, in for a pod. Yes, memory, CPU, you need to check that, ensure that pod has appropriate resource limit and limits configured. Pod may crash if they run out of memory. Okay, check the pod's configuration file, nothing but example config map or secret environmental variable, whether it was written correctly and configured correctly or not. And you need to check the application health as well. If your application is not working, then also you will get pod will continuously restart the container. Okay, these are the issues. You got it right?
Yes.
Okay. Next time whenever ask anyone question, right, you can mention these points. So then after I've asked you what is a stateful set, how does it differ from deployment? Yes, a stateful set is
Yes.
a Kubernetes resource used to manage stateful application. It differs from deployment in several ways. So stable network identity, each pod in stateful set has a unique stable network identity. This is crucial for applications that require stable storage and network identities like databases. So nothing but stateful set will be used for databases. Deployment will be used for web servers. Stateful set is used for stateful application. Stateful application is nothing but database. Deployment will be used for stateless application. Stateless application is nothing but web servers. Now you got right one point.
Yes.
Pods in stateful set can have stable persistent storage associated with them. When a pod is rescheduled, it retains its storage. Nothing but in stateful set, for every pod you will get a separate volume. But in deployment, if you are running 3 replicas, For 3 replicas, in deployment you will get a one volume, nothing but a shared volume. But in stateful set, if you are creating a 3 replicas, for each replica of pod you will get a one volume, nothing but you will get for 3 pods you will get a 3 volumes. But in deployment you will get only one volume, that is a shared volume. For 3 pods you will get only one volume. You got it right?
Yes.
That's what they have mentioned here. And pods in stateful set are created, deleted and scaled in specific order. This ensures the correct sequential of operations. Nothing but whenever you delete any pod, right, in the deployment, nothing but if there is a 5 replicas, right, now if you want to scale down to 3 replicas, at that time the deletion process how will happen in deployment, it will delete a specific pod, but in stateful set, right, it will delete the last one. Nothing but if there are 5 pods, right, it will delete fifth and fourth pod. Okay, and you will have a 3 pods running, and in the stateful set you will get a unique name for every pod, 1 2 3 like that. But in deployment the naming convention will be in hashing format, you will get a different name. Okay,
Okay.
now you got it right. Now if anyone asks you what is the difference between the stateful set and deployment, you can able to answer, right?
Yes.
Okay, next question I've asked you, how do you secure a Kubernetes cluster? First thing was role based access control. You need to enable a RBAC. Okay, implement RBAC to control access to your Kubernetes API, define roles and permissions to restrict what users and applications can do within the cluster. So normally Kubernetes cluster is an open to all. Yes or no? Everyone can able to access that Kubernetes cluster. So for that purpose, you need to implement a rollback access control so that you can specify the users who can log into this Kubernetes cluster. In that way, we can secure the cluster. Yes or no?
Yes.
One more thing was secrets management. Nothing but store sensitive information such as passwords and API keys in Kubernetes secrets, right? And ensure they are encrypted at rest. So like this also you can secure, right? In the Kubernetes there is a secrets. Kubernetes secrets is available. What you need to do? You need to whatever the passwords are there, right? You need to make it secure using Kubernetes secret. Okay, you need to make use of that. Network policies. Use network policies to control the traffic flow between pods. This helps isolate applications and prevents unauthorized communication. Okay, you need to apply some network policies so that traffic flow will be right in order. And one more was pod security policies. Define and enforce pod security policies to control the security configurations of pods, such as restricting privileged containers and ensuring read-only root file system. Okay, you need to check. You need to apply some policies. Do you know what IAM? AWS IAM.
Yes.
So there will be some roles and policies, right?
Yes. Yes. Roles and policies, users information. Yes, this kind of is
Yes.
information there.
Same like in Kubernetes also you will be having some policies. That's what they are mentioning. Maintain some pod security policies. So we in AWS also we get multiple policies, right? EC2 access, EC2 read access, S3 read access, S3 full access. Like that in Kubernetes also for pod specific policies also there. You need to define that policies. That's what they have mentioned, right? Security configuration of pods and audit logs. Nothing but you need to collect the logs of everything, whatever happening. It will help you for troubleshooting, right? Like that. So main thing was in the interview if they ask just mention secret management and role based access control. This two is more than enough. Okay, these are the high level. If you can able to answer at least right or back or secret management, if you how to secure Kubernetes cluster in the interview, you can at least you can pass that interview. So then after I asked you, right, what is the difference between this Kubernetes ingress and load balancer, right?
Yes.
A Kubernetes ingress is a resource that manages external access to service in a cluster, typically HTTP and HTTPS traffic. Okay, Kubernetes ingress nothing but if I open a paint, right, Okay, this is the cluster. Okay, in this you will be having Kubernetes cluster. Here ingress will sit here. Ingress will look over the communication within your cluster. Okay, within the cluster. Right, load balancer outside the cluster, right? From load balancer, people will hit the traffic. From load balancer, it will go to ingress controller. Okay, from ingress, it will go to particular services. You got it? That's what here the point mentioned. Provide fine grains. Ingress is resource that manages external access to services in a cluster. So whatever the external access we are getting, ingress controller will look over it. So provides fine-grained controls over HTTP and HTTPS routing. It allows you to define rules for routing traffic to different services based on host names and paths. Ingress also supports TLS termination and custom routing. So whatever the services you have, right? We will deploy multiple services as a microservices. Okay, it will send the traffic to that particular microservices in Ingress. How you will deploy it using deployment and service file, right? So whenever I get any traffic from ingress, it will go to service. From service, it will go to pods. So what load balancer will do? Load balancer exposes the service externally using a cloud provider's load balancer. Simple. Load balancer used for external. Okay. Ingress will be used for internal traffic. Okay. You got it? Within your cluster.
Okay.
This is for external part. Load balancer. That's the difference. That was expected from you. Then after I've asked you last question, right? This one. How do you perform a rolling update in Kubernetes?
Yes.
Okay, rolling update in Kubernetes allows you to update an application without downtime. Here's how it's done. Update the deployment. Update the image or configuration of the deployment. Kubernetes will create new pods with the updated configuration and gradually replace the old pods. Okay, API version, kind, metadata, spec, replicas 3, template metadata. Okay, this is containers name image. You apply the dot kubectl apply fnf deployment.yml replicas as 3. Monitor the update. Okay, kubectl rollout status. You can check the status. This command will show the progress of the update and indicates when it is complete. Okay,
Okay.
you can check the status. Then after by using this, you can able to see the revision of deployments in the Kubernetes. So that's it. And yeah, thanks for participating. I will stop the recording.